Hi everybody and welcome back. This will be episode 100, let me check, episode 164, and we're sitting at 1305 currently. Yeah, and the last game was a very interesting one to my just my very own personal taste. It was a terrible map because I had no space to expand, and I usually tend to think in a kind of game plan. And my game plan was, after I got the initial castle down, to spend my wood on more farms, so I would get around 40 to 50 farmers and be able to sustain the production of Arbalest and Helps. And I was just simply not able to make these farms because I didn't have the space. And that was really tricky, so my plan didn't work. And then I really struggled with the unit control in the limited space, and especially with bombard cannons versus the Tudor castles, which just have extra range. I lost my initial siege push. I didn't have space to expand my economy, so I could not reproduce the army, because I'm used to also reaching something like 200 pop and then just spamming my units in and reproducing them, because my eco can handle that. But that was just not possible on that map, so yeah, it was not a game for my own personal taste, but I guess I learned something about closed maps. I guess some experienced Black Forest players do definitely have some advantage here. But let's see how this goes. Vikings versus Magyars. We're back on Arabia, so I think I will have plenty of space, and I really like to see that again after the last game. Feels just so much more comfortable to know that if I want to make a farm, I do have space to do so. Yeah, so what's my plan here? I think, as for now, I do want to stay away from Rush or Man-at-Arms or something. I'll just go straight defensive archers. Try to get the range ASAP. This time, in terms of base layout, what I will try to do is to leave a little bit of space next to my first range, so I can later add a second range and also garrison my units inside. I forgot to set my rally point to wood, so I'll just do that right now. Now I can get the first boar. I wonder which one is easier to lame. This one is more to the side, which makes it more difficult to lame it, but this one is technically a little bit further back. I think it doesn't really matter. I think they're both not too easy to lame. Now this is quite bad. I should have had this Ville making that house already. So now I'm making a house close to the berries. I think I can already get behind the deer, and I have the feeling that the deer are spawning a little bit further away right now than in the last patch, so deer pushing has become a little bit more difficult. Maybe I should not try to push like 2 deer now, but just stick with 1 deer in the future, because I never really get 2 deer in the Dark Age. But I can try. Like this time at least I got the timing right. As my eco bonus is only kicking in feudal age. I think it's not really necessary to click up earlier, or not possible to click up earlier, so I'm just going up with 19 pop. Couldn't hit him. Now I need 2 on stragglers. That's the first thing I need. And then I need 1 more on this wood line, and then I need 3 more maybe on this wood line, and 2 more here. Oh, that's so bad. I really need to work on my unit control. Because it's technically just a misclick that I select the sheep instead of wilds or something, but look at this, it could have been so much more efficient. Ah, and then when I need to do stuff in between, of course the deer run back. I mean, that seems pretty valid. I think I'm trying to get maybe something like 2 farms up before I start to get the blacksmith. And now I think I should try to get the blacksmith and find my enemy. I'm not entirely sure if I'm really seeing a scout rush here from my enemy. I'm trying to wall just a little and maybe close this already. No, it is a drush. So I think for the time being I will be more or less open. I'm a little bit scared of... Oh, that's bad. But also it's actually okay. Because now that I know he will not loop around and try to get this. I'm floating a lot of wood, by the way. I think I can use that to... Already get this, come on. And yeah, maybe I should do this with that wood. That was because I didn't go to the berries. So that's what I should definitely work on as well. 4, 5, terrible farm placement. And is this walled? Yeah, that's walled. Then okay. I'm doing it with a gate right now. And I hope that I'll just be able to get fletching at some point. But let's just move forward. Yeah, here is a 4-tile goal, so he's close to that. Nah, it's fine. Now I can get fletching, and that's actually a very good timing because I'm just about to hit his base. And now I need to switch to skirms. So that has at least also done a little bit of damage to him. So I hope that he'll now be a little bit busy to try to deal with that. Many skirms are that already? Fuel Archer micro now. A little bit of a challenge. Now the only thing that is possibly a little bit bad is that we're both on skirms, and I think we should not overcommit to skirms because I mean, at least for my part, I want to be on archers. And I think I can already switch back to archers. Once I have about 14 farms, maybe 15 now, that's also fine. I think I can get a market very soon. Let's maybe get it here in this corner. And then I should be aiming towards Castle Age and have my units retained. Because, I mean, if I now go for a lot of skirms, I technically just open up the door for my enemy's knights, and that's just gonna be bad. And I hope that he can't get in with skirms now, if I continue to make archers. Probably I don't need this now. I should rather take this here into account. And yeah, what's my composition gonna be like? I think I'm aiming for something like crossbow. I'm going to throw these skirms. And then depending on my enemy's units, either infantry longswords. Ah, okay, here is a tree. That has just been chopped now. Okay. I should either go for long swords. Skirmisher wars are just so dull. Yeah, I have enough to afford the upgrades. So let me get this. And Botkin, what do I still need for Botkin? I need this. And now I think I have a very good timing to move out. And where can I be? I can try to annoy this wood line and then try to punch my way through. As I feel I'll be facing knights, and I can't really afford a university now anyways. I think I'm just gonna add a TC, but where to add it? Maybe here. Come on. As those two are going to be on gold, then I think I can do it that way. Oh, they're not gonna hit anything, but I feel I can go through here rather quickly. And can I afford some eco upgrades? That would also be very nice. Now I'm just curious, is it going to be elite skirms, or is it going to be knights or cap archers? It could be anything. Here is a villager now. Ah, come on. It should have died. And I think now I can get another TC, and I should get it on another wood. I should get it here, maybe. Here is his gold. I can try to be a little bit annoying on that one. Okay, he goes knights. So I think my plan is to add pikes now. Doesn't seem too appealing to me to add longs soon. Oh, he also decided to add NTCs. Because if I can be on our pike, that should be really good. But after this fight, I will need to get my eco going again. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3. I think if I have about 25 farms, which is going to be the case very soon, I can already aim for pikemen, and then maybe even for rams, and try to get a strong castle age push going. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that was a rather controlled, very simple game. I enjoyed that much better than the last one. Yeah. So I think these 10 crossbows were annoying. They even did some damage, though I didn't really get too many kills. They were probably just good in... Well, let's watch the replay of this. I'm really interested in that. Yeah, very meta-ish controlled game. But at least I had some space. I like that one better than the last. I'm wondering how I can... Oh no, I'm already selected. That's good. Nice. So let's first of all try see what the scouting is like here. Yeah, I think the scouting is a lot better than in most of my games in this game. It was mainly due to me selecting the starting sheep and just pulling them out, then finding some other sheep right away, and then having my scout run around and shift queuing on my sheep to explore all the different areas. So I think I might stick with that idea. How much idle time do I have clicking up to feudal? 4 seconds. Well, it's not ideal, but I think anything below 5 seconds is okay for me at this point. As I'm saying, I haven't really played in a while, and now just getting back on, and I feel with a little more practice, it will get better. So this is the first thing that was really good for me. Like, the Magyars scout is amazing in feudal age when it gets foraging, and I could just kill it before that. So that's nice for me. I'm getting the archers out. It was funny not to see a scout rush, because I thought it was scouts coming, but instead it was this drush. And this drush was very easy to defend because I had early archers out. And now comes the big walls on this side. Now I think I'll see the skirms just in a second. It's amazing how much more army my enemy has than myself. Yeah, and if I had been a little more patient here to really get close to this ville, I might have killed him. But still, this is forcing a lot of idle eco. Yeah, look at this. It's a lot of idle eco now. But so is this. And I think he didn't have upgrades on them yet. He only had fletching, alright. And I had both armor and fletching already. Yes, so that's good. And I shift queued those to kill the archers, and I got rid of the skirms with the vills. So that was okay, I think. And I've been forcing way more idle eco here. And now I start to have more units out. I have about the same skirmisher number. Yes, so that was, I think, also very good. Not over making skirms, because that will just make me very vulnerable to knights. Instead, once I have a couple of skirms in the mix, switching back to archers. And I moved out with my skirms only because I didn't want to risk losing the archers now. Now it's 12 army, 42 villagers. What wheelbarrow in is definitely very helpful. My enemy did an amazing job not losing any vills here. but the idle eco is massive in this. Look at this. And that also reflects in, or results in the idle TC, because I think he just doesn't have the resources. Yeah, look, he's so tight on food now. And now how many archers are here? It's 10 archers, 10 crossbows. Yeah, and the knights don't have upgrades yet, so I was able to get them, and then also get the archers here, and then annoy the villagers for a bit, which is all just very annoying. And, well, I'm floating a lot of resources here, and that was also what I said. After this, I'm going to spend my rest, so I think I'm now making the farms, yeah. Not quite enough, though. And I thought, like, once I have 25 farms, I can switch to pikemen, because then I can actually make them. Yeah, so that's now the timing where I try to do that. But I also wanted to use my archers, send them forward. Exactly. And then he calls it at a point where I have just approximately 20 volts and 20 army more. Yeah, so it's all just very reasonable. Yeah, and I think in this case, where my enemy is struggling to get back on track, if I go imp and try to go trap up here, I think that is definitely strong, but it's pretty slow. And if I, for instance, use my traps, then even though he doesn't really have a castle, I don't know if he's on stone yet, I don't think so. No, he's not. So I kind of think that it would have been good to add pikes now, and add rams, and make a late castle age push. Because that way I already make the units for my composition, and my push is a lot faster. Because if I have rams and pikes attacking this TC, I think I can basically have that about 10 minutes earlier than the early imp push. And I will still do the same damage, which then results into a much more forced reaction. Because picture this, if I go imp here, it takes me about 3 minutes to reach imp, then I need some stone to make the castle, maybe I'll not have that on imp, but just like a minute later, and then it takes me also another 2-3 minutes to get 3-4 traps out. And if I just start that push right away and force my enemy to go to stone and get a castle himself and all that, that damages his eco and delays his imp time way further. By that time I'm going to be imp anyways. I just have the feeling that I should only go imp and make traps if my enemy has a castle out. If he doesn't, I should make the siege push, so I basically force that castle up, and that way make even more eco damage. I don't know if that's true, that's just my thought right now. But that was a very clean meta game. I enjoyed that a lot. Thank you so much, AI Bronze, and see you in the next episode.